Hello everybody, this is Mr. Bowman. Today we're going to be looking at the ALEKS topic, identifying the center and radius to graph a circle given its equation in general form. And this is the basic one, which means that x squared and y squareds are going to have 1 in front of them. So that's going to make our process quite a bit more straightforward. All right, so what we're looking at, first step, is not any sort of calculation. We really just want to put everything in order. So I'm going to get all my x's in order and then my y's in order, and I'm going to move any constants or anything without an x or a y. I'm going to move those to the other side of the graph. In this case, I'll be subtracting. So I have x squared plus 8x, and then y squared minus 6y equals negative 9. Okay. So the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to be completing the square. So what that means is I'm going to turn each of my variable sets here, so x's and y's, into perfect square trinomials. So I want to put them together so I can figure out what my trinomial looks like. So it's going to be x squared plus 8x plus something. I don't know what, so I'm going to put a little line here. That's going to turn that into a perfect square trinomial. All right, so y squared minus 6y plus something, but I don't know what, to turn it into a perfect square trinomial, equals negative 9, and I'm going to have to add both of those terms to this side as well, because if I add something to this side, namely the left side, I will have to add it to the right side because I want to keep them equal. So according to the property of equality, the addition property of equality, if I add something to one side, I have to add it to the other to maintain that equality. Now, the question is, what do I add? And to figure out what we're going to add, you're going to look at the middle term of each one respectively. So in this case, 8x, so it's first, middle, and last. The last one I don't know, but this is the middle term. You're going to look at that coefficient. So in this case, 8, divide by 2, then square it. So I'm going to have 8 divided by 2, which is 4. 4 squared is 16. Okay, so divide by 2, then square. So that's going to be a 16 that I'm going to add to both sides. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing with my y. So I have a negative 6. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9. So I'm going to add 9 to both sides. Okay. All right, that is the weirdest part of this. Now I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to factor my x trinomial and my y trinomial separately. So if I factor x squared plus 8x plus 16, that factors into x plus 4. And you can use any type of factoring you want there. So, but since this is our basic one, so we should have x squared and y squared with no coefficients. It's usually what numbers multiplied to 16 and add to 8. In this case, it would be 4 and 4, so x plus 4 squared. If you did it correctly, you should get the same number twice. For example, over here, it'd be y. What two numbers multiplied and 9 add up to negative 6 would be negative 3. Right, negative 3 times negative 3 gives you 9. Negative 3 plus negative 3 gives you negative 6. Right, so we got that. Bring down my plus sign from here. Equals, and then I can add these together. So negative 9 plus 9 is 0. So we just get 16 on this side. Now we've gone from general form to standard form, and we can pull out our center and radius, and we're good to go. So our radius, just like when we looked at them last week, when we started in standard form, is the square root of this. So square root of 16 is 4. And our center we get from here, and it will be a point, but remember we have to flip the sign. So positive 4 turns to negative 4, negative 3 turns to positive 3. So I'm going to come over here to go negative 4, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 as our center. And then our radius is 4. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Go ahead and sketch my circle. Now you'll do this in ALEKS, so it'll draw a lot of the circle bits for you, which is fantastic. But I'm doing it by hand, so let's see how it goes. So that's our circle with a radius of 4 and so radius goes right this way, of 4 and a center at -4, 3. Okay. So it's just a quick algebra process that we're going to do before we graph, and then it'll take you to where you need to be.